All right, friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your daily horoscope for the 10th of December 2019. It is a Tuesday. We've got the moon moving out of stable Taurus into Gemini. The Gemini twins, right? Left, right, up, down. Very dualistic nature. It's how we seem to perceive things, but that necessarily doesn't make it so, We always say cold or hot, but it's when we look at it, it's the absence of heat is what we consider cold, but there's heat and then there's an absence of heat, or light and dark, but it's, well, the absence of light is what we call dark. Not everything is always so black and white. Not everything is always so right and wrong. So the interesting aspects of Gemini, we bring up all of the above, we bring up all the information and we get to decide on how we perceive it. So there's a couple interesting aspects going on today. I'm going to bring you to the chart here. So we've got the moon making an opposition to Mercury, which just moved into Sagittarius. Can we just say, oh, for a second? Like, are we feeling that good energy? Are we feeling that, like, we're moving past the shadow stuff? Not that we're still definitely dealing with it, as Mars is going to still be in there through the end of the year. But that hard Mercury aspect in Scorpio is now behind us, okay? It's about new information coming to the table. And that's what the moon is. The moon is talking about new information. Gemini is our first planet, our first sign of the air signs, right? So the first three signs of the zodiac, Aries is about myself, Taurus is about my things, terrible twos, mine. 3, it's about my intellect, my information, how I'm perceiving the world. 4 is going to be my emotions. 5, my ego, right? Anyway. So here we have, two opposing forces playing chess, right? We have a left, a right, and we're viewing how to deal with these two aspects of ourselves. And one way that we're looking at this is community, okay? Where Mercury is up in Sagittarius. This is about community, certainly. The larger whole. The more that we, what I know is limited to me. And then what you know is limited to you. But then together, well, we have a plethora of knowledge between us, right? And this is a day where we can sit back and we can look at, what is happening with humanity? What is going on? Are we drawn to, again, I work in TV, and it's funny, like, the certain things that interest the masses are very uninteresting to myself, and I'm sure many of you as well. It's just like very uninterested in the Jersey Shore, very uninterested in what's happening with the Kardashians. I could care less. It's not on my radar. Not that I don't wish the people well in life, but they're just not on my radar. But yet the ratings are through the roof. They get a lot more than my channel does, that's for sure. But that's quite all right. I'm very happy. But that's the point of this. What are we gravitating towards? And thankful for the individuals that choose to sit here with me every day, or stumble upon this by accident, by looking up some other astrologer or whatever information, and taking a road less traveled, right? So as we see this dualistic nature, as we see this, these two opposing forces playing the same game with one another, we come to a realization that's like, well, maybe the masses do love this, okay? But maybe this isn't good for my individual self, says the higher self up there in Sagittarius. Okay, so it's a really beautiful day that we can kind of view this stuff, and we can step back and be an observer, a keen observer. And this is really important as it's leading up to the Gemini full moon, the Sagittarius, Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini. It's going to happen here in just another day and a half. So this is really great. This is where we can kind of, we've been dealing with all this stuff is coming up, and now we can kind of separate ourselves and say, this isn't, if this is what the majority of people want, if this is what the masses are into, it might not necessarily be what's good for me. It might not necessarily be what's going to, the information that's going to nourish my soul, that's going to, help me. And again, we're not sticking with just surface level stuff here. Mars is still very much home in Scorpio. I'm going to come back to the chart here. And Mars is, Mars is now in the Mercury shadow. You know what I mean? So we're still retracing this stuff right now. So, we're coming to find, hey, I might not be into this, and I'm going to go a different route. And my planet of action here, Mars, is saying I'm not afraid to go alone, right? Everybody's leaving Mars. Remember, Mars was pulling the chart for so long of this year until Virgo season. And then once we hit Virgo, what was that? September, August, September. And then one by one, boom, 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 they came to hang out together, and then just passed him right up. And he says, hey, I'm all right with that. Let me do this work by myself. I don't mind going alone. I don't mind going my own way and figuring it out. And that's what the beauty between these two is today. Emotionally, we're finding a lot of new information. Intellectually, we're taking the higher road, And that's our day. It's a good day. Every day is a great day, And again, there's a lot of information going to come up today, which is the beautiful part of Gemini, the moon in Gemini. It's a beautiful aspect of Mercury in Sagittarius. A lot of new information, and it's all about that high road and continuing to have faith in ourselves, and that's what the sun is saying. And of course, we still have the stellium, this beautiful stellium here in Capricorn. Slow expansion, loving whatever we're doing and making it real, committing. And this little whopper that's going to happen in another month and 2 days, very big deal. We can't talk about it just yet. But, what's coming. We've all been feeling this coming. The epic, great change. And it's all coming with slow, due diligent patience. Why can't I say that properly right now? Due diligent patience. So we got to be patient for all this stuff, and that's okay. So it's not like we're just gonna, take the lone road and then all of a sudden we see, this glory. It's gonna be, a bit of a struggle, and that's quite all right. As long as we're making the path, as long as we're committed to doing that work, as long as we're committed to looking at what we have before of us, and saying like, yeah, I'm not, maybe I once was about this life. Maybe I once was interested in the trends, the White Walkers, if you watch The Walking Dead, the zombie people, the White Walkers. Or was that Game of Thrones, the White Walkers? I don't know. One of those two. Either way, it's just like zombie people, they're just following this brains, blood, whatever, It's getting kind of silly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just mindlessly following a trend. And it's just like, okay, not today. I'm choosing to act what my body needs, what I need, what my soul needs, what my heart needs, what my brain needs. And I know that I can follow through this different way, this different path, and light my own way. As always, it's going to be a very beautiful day. Happy Tuesday to you, my friends. Journeying on your own path, marching to the beat of your own drum. It's a beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow.